talking about technicals. Now we have Nirav Chheda joining us on the show. Very good afternoon to you, Nirav. Thank you so much for joining us on ET Now. And as we speak, the markets have slipped to the day's lowest point, 1% downtick coming in from the day's highest point for a Nifty index. But Nirav, Blue Dart, how is this one looking to you on the charts?
Definitely this stock has fallen from 9,000 odd levels. Almost 30% fall from those levels up to 6,000 odd. I believe this stock is now placed around a very important support level of 6,000. It has been a multi-year support area. So I believe this stock should witness some buying from current levels. It is consolidating now in the last 4-5 weeks. It should now move up towards that 6,800 odd levels going forward. So look to buy this stock at current levels. You can keep a stop loss of around 5,900 for your longs. It can be a good reversal bet from current levels. I do believe, even though Nifty is down, it should reverse soon. I don't think there is much downside now.
Okay, keep an eye out on Blue Dart on those levels. Let's move on and talk about Metropolis Health as well. Vamakshi, why have you picked out this one today?
Absolutely, Vinny. This counter is in focus. We were recently joined by the management, in fact, and this one is holding strongly in the green, as you can see. Now, in a recent analyst meet, the management highlighted that the market is quite competitive, but the nature of the competition is something that is changing. Competition is there in the B2B semi-specialized test segment, and that is expected to sustain in the near term. But nevertheless, the company is targeting mid-teens % revenue CAGR, and they're also contemplating price increases in the specialized segment, which remains largely insulated from competition. They also highlighted that pricing pressure in the industry was moderating, and today when the management joined us, they said that the pricing pressure was happening only in some sub-segments, especially in the wellness space. They were not seeing price pressure on the illness segment, which is a positive for the company. And they also highlighted that there has been a shift in the consumer preference. Consumers are now taking wellness checkups more often and more voluntarily than before, and that is something that is working for the company as well. And for them, quality is the biggest differentiator. So given all these positive factors, positive commentary that came in from Metropolis' management, and that is the reason why the stock is up nearly 3% as we speak.
Okay, let's move on and talk about the next stock, and that is LG Equipments. This one is in focus. Why? Because the company has announced that its wholly owned subsidiary, LG Compressors USA Inc. USA has acquired 33.3% of the share capital for the CS Industrial Services LLC on 13th March 2023. Now, CS Industrial Services LLC will act as an exclusive dealer and distributor for LG Compressors USA for the sale of LG branded compressors in Western New York region. On the back of that, we've seen the stock is buzzing in trade up 3%.
All right, let's move on and let's talk about Star Health. And this particular counter is in focus because they said they informed the exchanges yesterday that they have filed a police complaint about a cyber-related incident in which an unauthorized external entity had illegally accessed confidential data. So on back of this particular development, the fact that the data was accessed by unauthorized external entity, you can see the stock is under pressure, 2% down to coming in for Star Health in today's trading session.
Okay. Lisa, why have you picked out on Capri Global today?
Capri Global, it has reached the major milestone of 1,000 crore in AUM in their gold loan business. Now remember, this gold loan business, it was launched last year in August 2022. Also in their exclusive gold loan branch count, that has increased to more than 500 from 108 branches from their formal launch last year. The company also updated on their right issue. They had a meeting last month where they spoke about where they approved the issuance of fully paid right issue for an amount not exceeding 1,200 crore, and the registrar has issued a certificate where it has certified that the minimum subscription has been received in the issue. So on the back of this news flow, Capri Global is in focus today.
Right, that's Capri Global for you, but let's talk about HUL, Nirav, and all the noise has always been surrounding ITC. What about HUL? Do you think this one is also going to prove as an outperformer and actually move past ITC's gains?
Not really, not in the near term at least. So this has been an outperformer in the last 5-6 years. But there is a double top kind of a formation here, and this is a negative. Also, very importantly, this stock has broken its previous low. So, that is not a very good sign, which was around the 2490 odd levels. So that confirmation of double top has come in. Now this stock can come down quite significantly in the near term, at least up till that 2200, 2150 odd level. So it can be a good 10% decline from current levels. Look to add this stock only when that decline comes in. Not at current levels. If you want to short, this is a good time to go short as well with a stop loss of 2470. It can come down quite significantly from here.
Okay, so we could see a bit of a decline coming in for HUL, at least in the near term. Can add once we see that decline coming in, but not as of now. So not as exciting as ITC, I think, Shaila.
Yes, absolutely.
But let's move on and talk about JNK Bank. Vamakshi, why have you picked out this one today?
This counter is in focus after the bank, that is JNK Bank, has signed a corporate agency agreement with Life Insurance Corporation of India. Now, what will they be doing? They will be servicing and soliciting their life insurance products through their branch network, and the said agreement is expected to be operational or effective from the 1st of April. So that is the news flow surrounding JNK Bank, and that is the reason why the stock is gaining momentum today. It's up nearly 1.2% as we speak.
All right, that's JNK Bank for you. But Vinny, the next stock that you're going to talk about is Federal Bank.
Absolutely. I am going to be talking about Federal Bank because what we are understanding is that Federal Bank is reportedly considering a stake sale in one of its units, the non-banking financial side of the company, which is they're looking to sell for around $242 million of around 2,000 crore rupees. That's Fed Bank Financial Services. Now, this is currently the offering could consist of new shares and existing ones from the Federal Bank and private equity firm True North, which owns around 1/4 of the company as of now. Let's keep an eye out on this one. This is according to reports as of now. Federal Bank is down almost 1/10% in trade.
All right, Nirav, M&M, do you think that this one is going to again prove itself as being the trailblazer of the year? 2022 was definitely the year of Mahindra & Mahindra, if not for ITC also. But where do you see this one headed from here on?
Yeah, so I have some bad news for the traders at least. This stock has broken an important support area of 1215. This stock made a double or in fact a triple bottom around those levels, and it had moved up, but it couldn't sustain that false breakout had come in, and now this breakdown has come in below this level. Also closing yesterday close has been below this level as well, so confirmation also has come in. I believe this stock can now fall further. I do expect this stock to come down towards that 1080, 1100 odd levels. So look to add this stock only when that fall comes in again. For now, you can go short with a stop loss of 1190 on the spot, and book somewhere around 1100 to 1080 once it comes in.
So keep an eye out on those levels for M&M. Let's move on, and Lisa, Dilgi Talk Transfer Systems is the stock in focus as well. Why is that, sir?
Listed company which just got listed yesterday. Block deals have taken place and marquee investors have entered the stock, while Morgan Stanley has sold around 3.73 lakh shares at 590. Quant Mutual Fund, they bought around 2.64 lakh shares at 589, and Sage One Investment bought 3.6 lakh shares at 598. Well, these are huge investors, and the stock was up 4% in early morning trade, and now it's holding up like more than 2%.
All right, so that's the recently listed counter, as recent as yesterday. That's the stock that is in focus. But Nirav, Kirloskar Brothers, how's the chart looking for this one?
Oh, super chart it is. This is one stock that I'd like to buy, personally as well. Looking at the chart, super consolidation has taken shape on the downside near that 300, 330 level. Some good buying has gone in, volumes have increased there, and then the reversal is in place. This stock is now near an important resistance, which was around the 400 odd levels. Once that is broken, you will see this stock moving up quite significantly. I believe the stock can be, can give you a 25 to 30% gain from here, in the next couple of months. So look to buy this stock, above the 400 levels. Once it goes there, Keep a stop loss of around 380 once that breakout comes in, and then anywhere between 550 to 600, that is very good profits.
All right, moving on, let's talk about LTI Mindtree. Remember, this is the first analyst meet that the company organized post the merger of L&T Info as well as Mindtree. What they said in the analyst meet is that the merged entity will be delivering industry-leading profitable growth, revenue synergies of about $1 billion and cost synergies of about 150 to 200 basis points is likely over the next 4 to 5 years. They're also saying the secular demand environment will drive growth over the next few years, and the new sales strategy is focused around cross-sellings. They've also mentioned that the large deals pipeline, that's TCV, stands at around $3.18 billion, which is spread across 68 large deals. Especially on the Silicon Valley Bank, they're saying that, and they've mentioned that SVB was their customer and their banker as well, and the impact on business is not going to be material. The deposit situation has also been resolved. They're anticipating no major impact from topical challenges facing the US regional banks. Also, they're saying that the merged entity is eyeing industry-leading growth. So on back of that, you have LTI Mindtree that is in focus. As you can see it on your charts as well, the stock did see a very healthy opening, but from there on, given up those gains. Now it's trading, however, with gains of about 0.8%, Vinny.
That was the stock number 30 for today. On that note, we're going to slip into a very short break. Don't go anywhere. We have more stocks after this break as well. Welcome back, and you're watching Market Fatafat on ET. Now let's keep it going with all the stocks that are in focus, and talking about technicals, we have Deepak Nitrite, Nirav, that you've picked out. How are you looking at the charts for this one? They've not done much over a very long period of time. Finally, is the tide turning for them?
No, a long consolidation, almost 1.5 years. I feel that consolidation period is now ending for this stock. It's made a double bottom kind of a formation around that 1750 odd levels, and from there good bounce back has come in. The pattern is supportive for a rally from current levels. It can come up towards that 1980 2000 odd levels from here. Look to buy the stock here. 1750 should be a stop loss for the longs.
That's the view coming in on Deepak Nitrite. But moving on, Vamakshi, CCL Products, why is this one in news today?
Well, absolutely. The management of CCL Products met up with Nirmal Bang and they interacted with them in order to get some of their outlook as well as business plans. And what the company is highlighting is that the core B2B business is going quite strong, and this is led by orders across key geographies, wallet share gains from existing clients as well as new client additions. And on the back of that, they're seeing that there is continuous thrust on expanding its product offerings. Now, currently, we do see that CCL Products is outsourcing a portion of its export demand, but this will be transferred to Vietnam as the new capacity comes on board. Now, this portion itself, in their opinion, could contribute nearly 3 to 5% of incremental volume growth from FY24 onwards. The underlying demand for spray-dried coffee continues to be quite strong across geographies as well, and in fact, the company is in a position to clock 60,000 tons volume by FY26 end, and this should roughly translate to 710 crores of EBITDA, implying a 4-year CAGR of nearly 21%. So given these factors, they maintained a buy, revised the target price from 650 earlier to 700 per share, and that is the reason why the stock is up in the trading session today.
Okay, Lisa, why have you picked out Maruti today? What's the news flow here?
Yes, Maruti, I picked Maruti on the back of 2 reasons. Well, the first reason is like the parent Suzuki Motor Corporation, they have hiked the stake in Maruti Corporation by buying 3,45,000 shares, and they have bought the shares just a day before the trading window for dealing in security closes, and it will remain closed till the results are announced. And interestingly, they had bought a similar level around 2,84,000 shares way back in June 2020. The stake has increased to 56.48% from 56.37%. And on the second reason, Citi has come out with a brokerage note on Maruti. They have maintained a buy on the stock at a target price of 12,500 per share, and they have maintained Maruti as a top pick in their auto sector. While they say that the market share has bottomed out, however, the new UV model that is expected to boost the market share going forward. Also, the semiconductor supply issues which was going on since long, that is expected to ease out. And Maruti is also well equipped for the new cafe as well as the OBD2 norms. So, well, on the back of these two news flow, Maruti is in focus today.
That's Maruti Suzuki for you. But Nirav, Bank of Baroda, where this one lies right now on the charts, given the fact that it had a very good run with the rest of the PSU pack. I think this was for a long period of time one of the top bets in the PSU banking space. Where do you see Bank of Baroda headed now?
Yeah, this stock from 2020 onwards, it was around that 40 levels. It has shot up quite a bit and moved towards that 185 odd levels. But there is a flag kind of a formation that is taking shape here, and it has hit the upper band of the flag. So the resistance is hit, and from there it has started to come down. So I believe that lower band should be hit quite soon, and which is around that 145, 150 odd level. So I believe if you're holding the stock from a short-term perspective, near-term perspective, you should be exiting longs, waiting for that 145, 150 to come in, which is where new longs can be built in. So there can be a good possibility to buy some puts here of 160 strike. You can get good dividends once it goes down.
Okay, keep an eye out on Bank of Baroda for you all. Let's move on and talk about the next stock that is in focus as well. And we'll talk about Vedanta. Vedanta, the promoters have repaid $150 million of the loan and released the pledged shares of the company. The promoters released 70% of the pledged stake by paying this $150 million. Deutsche Bank AG and Barclays PLC had entered into an agreement in June with Twin Star Holdings. Now, Vedanta Resources said has paid this amount. Keep an eye out on Vedanta today on the back of its parent company paying off some of its loans as well.
All right, moving on from Vedanta, let's talk about Dream Folks and why is this particular counter in focus. Today, the company actually informed the exchanges that they have entered into an agreement with Visa worldwide. And why have they entered into this agreement is for launching global duty-free services program. So on the back of that, you have Dream Folks that is in focus in today's trading session. The stock is trading higher by approximately 3% as we speak.
Vamakshi, I believe Dr. Reddy's is in focus on the back of a brokerage note.
You're right, Vinny. We have a note that has come in from Macquarie, and what they're saying is that the R&D strategy change benefits are yet to accrue for the company. The company has a differentiated yet synergistic strategy for each segment in their opinion. The asset turnover is increasing, which is positive. Apart from that, they're also seeing that there are a lot of opportunities that are now coming up amid distressed asset buyouts as well. So on the back of all these factors, they've gone ahead and increased their EPS estimates for the next 3 years by 7%, 3% and 1% respectively. So given all those factors, Macquarie has maintained an outperform rating on Dr. Reddy's, given a target price of 5,250 per share, which signifies a significant upside from the current levels, and that is the reason why the stock is holding in the green today, up nearly 1% as we speak.
Right, that is Macquarie's stake coming in on Dr. Reddy's. Outperform stance, a target price of excess of 5,300. And Nirav, do you concur with that view? Do you think that the stock will reach that level anytime soon?
Yeah, fortunately, yes, I do concur. I believe this stock is in a slow uptrend with a higher lows and higher highs taking shape. But at this point, in the last 6 months, whenever it has touched this 200-day moving average, it has always witnessed a good bounce. And it is now, just yesterday it touched the 200-day moving average. I believe this stock can now move up to the highs, the previous highs, which is around 45-50 odd levels. So look to buy here, can be a good buy from near-term perspective. 43.40 should be your stop loss on a closing basis, and this stock can, you can book it once it comes around that 45.50, 4600 levels.
For y'all, keep an eye on those levels. But with that, we're absolutely out of time on this edition of Market Fatafa. Thank you so much, Nirav, Aditya, Lisa, as well as Vamakshi for joining in with us. And it's a goodbye from Cheryl, myself, as well as the team who put the show together.